Marital vows in a Catholic wedding. I, groom's name, take you, then the bride's name, to be my wife. I promise to be faithful to you in good times and in bad time, in sickness and in health, to love you and to honor you all days of my life. The bride's vow. I, bride's name, take you, then the groom's name, to be my husband. I promise to be faithful to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love you and to honor you all days of my life. These vows reflect several marital rights and obligations outlined in the Family Code of the Philippines. Number one is the live together. Article 68 of the Family Code states that the husband and wife are obliged to live together, while the vows do not explicitly mention living together, but the promise to love and honor each other all days of my life implies a commitment to shared life and residence. The second one is the mutual love, respect, and fidelity. The vows directly address these obligations with the promises to love and honor and to be faithful. Article 68 of the Family Code also mandates these obligations for married couples. Mutual help and support, the third one. The vows comprehensive promise to be faithful in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. And it aligns with the obligations of mutual help and support found in Article 68. Also, this commitment encompasses the emotional, physical, and financial support during challenging times. And lastly, the joint responsibility for the family. Articles 70 and 71 emphasizes the spouse's joint responsibility for the family support and household management. Although not explicitly stated in the vows, the commitment to mutual support can be interpreted as encompassing these shared responsibilities. The deviations from the law. The standard Catholic marital vows do not deviate from the law. Instead, they reiterate and reinforce the key principles of marital rights and obligations enriched in the Family Code of the Philippines. The vows, while praised in religious context, expressed the legal and moral commitments expected of a married couples under the Philippine law. It is important to always remember that marriage in the Philippines is a legal contract with a specific rights and obligations as well as social and religious institution. The vows, while symbolic, reflect the couple's acceptance of these responsibilities.
Everyone, my name is Nicole Garnado. For my part, I will be leaving some comments and reflections on understanding and knowing the importance of weddings. So I will be presenting so that everyone can see. So now that we have discussed the overview, background, history, and ceremony of a Catholic wedding, let us now discuss the importance of knowing these things. First of all, it gave us insights of the Catholic religion. On what ways? So, Catholic weddings are one of the things that reflect the Catholic's cultural values, traditions, as well as their social norms. For example, the bride and the groom's creative ways of inviting their bridesmaids and their best men. In the recent trends, Catholic brides and grooms are conducting proposals to the aforementioned for their marriage. Some are by way of giving presents, some by literally proposing, just like the groom proposes to the bride, among others. So, this activity has helped us appreciate the diversity of culture and their significance in our society. Aside from that, weddings help build social connections. Weddings are, if not one of the most important events of humans. It brings family and friends closer together. It is one of the ways humans celebrate their love and commitment, because what better way to have this milestone celebrated in your life than being surrounded by your loved ones? Studying marriage will also give us an idea of how much expenses one may incur from applying for marriage to ceremony itself until reception. For those of us who have not yet married or are planning to have one in the future, This activity is beneficial for us because it gives us an opportunity to know more about the costs of marriage. In addition to that, this will help us to have better planning for the allocation of funds that will be spent on foods, venue, attire, churches, entertainment, and among others. So, in this activity, we mainly talk about marriage itself. But how can we determine if the parties are ready for marriage? First, we believe that parties must have an open and honest communication where they are able to discuss their concerns, feelings, worries, and expectations for married and family life, such as having kids. Aside from that, we believe that parties will be able to have a strong foundation if they share the same beliefs, core values, and life goals. In this way, conflicts might unlikely arise in these areas. In addition, parties should, as early as possible, determine their financial compatibility. They should be able to address what they will do with their earnings, their financial habits, such as their spendings and budgeting. They should be able to manage their finances together without any issues at all, because if they will not be able to agree upon their financial setup or their goals, most likely this will be the main reason for their future arguments. According to the study conducted by Shelley Warren, finances is one of the reasons why marriages and families break apart. This is also true in the case of Jimenez Law Firm in the US. Usually, the main reason for their clients for divorce is trouble with finances with their partners. And lastly, we believe that parties must completely understand what it means to be committed with their partner for a lifetime. We should not romanticize marriage because it is also a responsibility and not just feeling. Marriage is something that should not and cannot break easily for superficial reasons. Marriage is sacred and parties should hold it in high regard. If the parties were not able to completely bound and dedicate themselves in this lifetime partnership, the marriage would likely fail. Therefore, we believe that considering not only these things, but other factors as well, will help the parties have a successful marriage in the future. That is all for our presentation. Thank you all for listening.